Hey guys, what is going on? And this is going to be just the full Eurocup recap of what happened. I'm not going to do Codename Covert in this video. Codename Covert will be the next video, just so I can get through every single match and not make it like a 30-minute video. Because as you guys know, sometimes I go off on rants when I'm talking about certain matches, and maybe I'll talk about one match for 30 seconds, then I'll talk about another one for like 3 minutes. It's just, and there's definitely a match I want to rant about, and I'm sure for anyone who watched, you guys know. If you read the title of this video, okay, I already know what I'm gonna make it, okay? You guys know what's going on. Yep, without further ado, if you guys do enjoy, make sure to hit subscribe. We're on the road to, I guess, 20k subscribers. A lot of people are saying, hey, once you hit 20k, you should do another, I don't know, just another special video like I did for 10k and 1k. So sure, 20k, why not? Every 10k, maybe? I don't know, I'm still thinking. Thank you guys for all the support. I love you all, and let's get right into the video. Oh my god, I had to just close my window. Somebody turned on their fucking lawnmower. I really appreciate that. So let's start off, Vitality versus Monkeys, and what more is there to say about this match? Vitality is just too good. I don't think anybody expected Vitality to lose this. They are probably the #1 team in Europe right now. Alpha 54, I mean, I gotta say something about Alpha 54. I swear, every tournament this offseason, he looks better and better, and man, Alpha is just unstoppable right now. He was really, and throughout this whole tournament, Alpha 54 was just a monster for this team. And yeah, when he's on, Vitality, or when any of them are on, Vitality is just scary. So of course Vitality wins that. Then we have Mouse versus Giants. Remember, Mouse is trying out Fruity, and I gotta say, Fruity slid into that roster very, very well. I mean, they held Giants to a total of 4 goals the entire series, which basically means Giants had no chance of winning. Because if you can't score more than 1 goal a game, I don't think you're not winning a series, all right? Especially against a RLCS team who can put on a lot of goals, all right? Speed and Cookser are very good at striking. These games, I think that Speed looks better and better it's like Alpha 54. I think Speed just looks better and better each one of these off-season tournaments. Okay, Speed is going to be one of those people I'm really going to be looking at going into RLCS Season 10, just because I think, hey, he's gotten so much better. He's improved a ton over this off-season, and this tournament really showed his, I guess you'd say, the fruits of his labor. Then we get into Dignitas versus Oxygen, and this is one of my favorite matches the whole tournament, actually. It was right at the beginning, and it was just a banger. It was a great one to watch, okay? Violent Panda, Yukio, Jorias, or... Dude, they literally had like a 5-minute discussion on how to pronounce Jorias' name, and I still have no clue what. It's not Jorias, it's Jorayas, or... I'm just going to keep calling him Jorias because I have no clue. I've heard his name pronounced literally 10 different ways in the last, week. Every RLCS caster pronounces his name differently. But then Oxygen with Astral, obviously. I gotta say, again, Chaussette, Astral, just looking so good together. Okay, Farah's definitely taken on that third-man role. Chaussette is really, really mechanically gifted, and he's really starting to show why a lot of people used to consider him one of the best players in the world. Chaussette, obviously, maybe the last couple seasons you'd say he fell off a little bit just because his team didn't perform so well, but you could also make a case and say Chaussette never left, okay? It was just bad chemistry with the team, but Chaussette and Astral are just so dominant, but at the end of the day, Dignitas take the win. Okay, I really love Joria's and Violent Panda's passing plays. They were always finding each other. I think that Jorias and Violent Panda, when they're on, they play very well together. However, at the end of the day, I think the move from Astral, Astral's an irreplaceable figure on that team. Unfortunately, I don't think Dig are as good as they were, but this showing was pretty good. Then we had FC Barcelona versus Team BTS, and I gotta say, Monkey Moon is insane, okay? And FC Barcelona, they're on a low note after RLCS and Spring Series. A lot of people were expecting them to really try hard in this tournament. I think they were. They tried out Itachi, who, spoiler alert, I think Itachi actually played the best this whole tournament on that team. But, I don't know. When Monkey Moon and Mark by 8 are on, they are just one of the most unstoppable duos. It's crazy. Obviously, there are other duos that are really good, probably better, but when Monkey Moon and Mark by 8 are on, their chemistry is so unique and so good. It's scary, okay? I really like this team. this is what we're going to need to see from them in RLCS, and I hope we do see it from them in RLCS. Then we get on to Vitality versus Mouse, or should I say Alpha 54 versus Mouse, because Alpha 54, he was everywhere on the field. Not only was he putting in a bunch of goals, he was saving everything too. I mean, Alpha was, like I said, he just looks better and better each tournament, and it's crazy. I mean, K-Dap, K-Dap didn't look bad this tournament, but K-Dap just looked, he made K-Dap look like an average player, and Fairy Peak too. Honestly, Alpha was just, like, we consider Vitality to be at the top. Well, Alpha was like a step above the top. But Mousesports actually ended up winning it. And if I'm talking about how great Vitality is, well, why did Mousesports win it? Well, like I said, K-Dop and Fairy Peak, I think, had an average game. Okay, I don't think they did anything above and beyond what we're used to seeing, which I think leads to why they lost. You know, going up a team like Mousesports with, I mean, 3 veteran players on the team, 3 veteran players who are very good at the game, trying out, maybe have Mousesports feel like they have something to prove as well because it's a new roster, while Vitality, you know, they don't have anything to prove. So, you know, I think that Fruity was actually really getting involved more this game than a game against the Giants. Okay, I actually really liked Fruity this series. I think I liked Fruity the most in the series against Vitality. I think that he was the reason that they won. And yeah, but I also think it has to do with the fact that, you know, maybe Vitality are a little complacent with, you know, their performance recently. And, you know, it's a community tournament. Maybe they're not going to be sweating as hard. You know, a lot of these teams are just in it for fun, but the teams that really are trying are the teams like BDS or Mouse. You know, the teams that have something to prove, they're going to be trying. But the teams that maybe don't have something to prove, they might not try as much, which is fine. It's a community tournament, I understand, but still. Then we had Dig versus BDS, and it was so nice in this series to see Yukio shine. Unfortunately, Yukio is the only player playing well, I feel like. But I think Yukio is easily the best on Dignitas, which it's like if Jorias and Violent Panda really weren't doing too much that series. You know, Jorias is trying to make some openings in the midfield we saw, but Team BTS was really shutting them down. And one thing I really like from BTS is in this series, it wasn't just Monkey Moon and Mark by 8 doing everything. Extra was really getting involved as well, and I think it really shows that Extra fits well on this roster, which is 2 talented players, a talented combo. Extra plays really well, and I actually like this roster move. I think that the whole tournament, Team BTS played very well with Extra, you know. But yeah, Team BTS take the dub ski there. And then we had Monkeys versus Giants in losers round 1. And this match was a very close one. All right, Monkeys and Giants. Remember, Giants being the XRCD, while Giants being the team we saw in Fusion with EXO, Taz, and Metane. And I think that the real deal breaker for this series was Zamwe and Tox. All right, Zamwe and Tox had a very good chemistry going into this series. I think that they just are playing that tiny bit more fluid than Monkeys and maybe EXO and Metane and Taz. In fact, Monkeys really weren't playing that well at the beginning of the series. They were down 3 games and they had to reverse sweep, and they won 3 in a row, and it really wasn't until Taz really started to step it up on that Monkeys team that they were able to take those 3 games. The problem was, well, at the final game, Taz was still the only person stepping it up, really. Well, trying to. Okay, I think Taz was the difference maker on this team. And I might be making it sound like Taz did everything. EXO actually did have a couple games where he popped off and had a couple really good showings. It's just that overall, what I'm saying is I think Taz just played the best, and that the other 2, a lot of the game probably could have stepped it up a little bit more. That's my main point that I'm trying to make. Okay, and then we get on to Oxygen versus FC Barcelona, and this was surprising. Okay, this was very surprising. Of course, everything was stacked against Barcelona. Okay, nobody thought Barcelona would take this, but they take the dub over Oxygen, which is an incredible feat considering how good they've been looking recently, especially in that Fusion tournament. I'd like to say Itachi on FC Barcelona really showed up that game, and again, like I said earlier, I think Itachi played the best on FC Barcelona this whole tournament. Okay, maybe it was because they were trying to maybe work around him, maybe make him feel more comfortable, right? Maybe that means that the others didn't know how to work around him, or that could very well be a case. You know, maybe the only reason we saw him doing a lot is just because, you know, the whole team actually really wasn't finding their place with him, which could very well be the case. But I don't know. Even after this performance, I don't know if they're going to keep Itachi. It's going to be it's a maybe. It's a maybe. And then we had Dig versus Giants, where I don't know. Right at the beginning, Giants were playing very weird. They were overextending a little bit. I think in game 1 they let in just the widest open of nets, and I thought after that very first goal that this would be an easy win for Dignitas, and no, it was not an easy win at all. Okay, and I think that really has to come, and I think that really comes down to the fact that Dig just do not look that as good as they did without Astral, unfortunately. You know, and I also think that Dignitas, Violent Panda was one of the only players doing anything for that team. You know, out of 5 games, they only scored a total of 6 goals. So, you know, it's hard to win a game when you're not scoring that many goals. But then on Giants, they won. Stake was really showing up in the series. However, the problem that I also had with Giants is that Stake was really the only one doing anything in some of these games. In the games that they lost, it was, I mean, I feel like Stake was the only one who was trying sometimes. You know, the games where they looked good, it was Tox also getting involved and helping him out and just creating that duo that, you know, they need. You know, Stake can't 1v3 the whole game. At the end of the day, Giants take the dub. You know, Dignitas, I just not how we're used to seeing them play. And yeah, hopefully they can fix their stuff going into RLCS Season 10. Then we had Vitality versus FC Barcelona, and again, it was Alpha 54. Alpha 54 just, I mean, this man is looking like, at least in the last couple tournaments, Alpha looks like one of the best players on Vitality. I mean, I don't have a lot to say about this except for the fact that Vitality are good. And, you know, it's scary because any game, one of those players can pop off. You know, we have K-Dop, one of the greatest players to ever touch the game. Fairy Peak, probably the greatest shooter to ever touch the game. And Alpha 54, one of the greatest mechanical players to ever touch the game. It is like, it is crazy to think about how much talent is on that Vitality roster. Then let's get on to our next game, which is Mouse versus BTS. And boy, I'm sure everybody was waiting for this match now, weren't they? Now, Mouse versus BTS in the winners finals. Okay, I guess I'll just say it. The fucking server went down. So let me set the scene for you guys. Game 5. Mousesports are down by 1 goal, okay? 1 goal and 0 seconds. All right, Cookser throws it off the backboard. It's a wide open net for Speed to shoot at. And the server crashes. Okay, the server just goes down. And actually, on Lethamyrs' point of view, on the Speed actually didn't score it. But on Speed's point of view, he did score it. But then if you look at Monkey Moon's point of view, it looked like maybe he could have jumped and saved it. But his input was eaten as he was jumping because the server went down. And it was just such a controversial moment. Like, people were tweeting at me all day asking my opinion. And my opinion on this, it should never have happened. Okay, Psyonix should never, ever have let this happen. And, like, their servers should be able to last more than a couple games, okay? You know, imagine what if this happened during RLCS. I mean, Psyonix needs to be able to handle their servers. Like, why don't their servers work? That's my question, you know? And it was just such a tough decision to make. It was like, so Speed obviously would have scored it. Okay, he technically did score it on his screen when you look from his point of view. I'll even play it. So this is what Lethamyrs saw. I'll play you Lethamyrs' point of view. This is what we all saw at first. And then when we looked at Speed's point of view, this is what we saw. And this is what what we were showed from Speed. So you might be thinking, okay, it's a goal, right? It was open. Well, nobody was going for it on Speed's screen because everyone had no inputs. All their inputs were eaten and everyone DC'd. And then we look at Monkey Moon and we're like, well, he did jump and there's a chance he does save this. And somebody was on the back wall. Like, it was just such a hard call to make. And the final decision was, we're just going to start the game over at 5 seconds again and roll the ball towards Mouse. And, I mean, what did you expect was going to happen? It was like I don't know. And then, like, right when they were rolling the ball towards Speed, Cookser decided it would be fun to just bump him out of the way with 3 seconds left on the clock. I don't even know what I was watching at the end of that game. What sucked is it took 30 minutes just for this one ruling, okay? Right when the server died, Lethamyrs said, okay, I need to contact my admin at Psyonix. 30 minutes later, the game finally got back up. It was just so unnecessarily long. How would I have ruled it? A lot of people were asking as well on, like, Twitter. I mean, that's a tough one. That is one of the hardest decisions to make, truly. Unfortunately, I did agree with what Lethamyrs said, that, You can't just give Mousesports the goal when it looks like there is a chance that BDS would have saved it. You know, it wasn't like it was just a wide open net and obviously they're going to score it and then the server died. And it was like, okay, just give them the goal. They would have had it. No, this was more like he might have had the goal. It's like it would have been very close. Monkey Moon getting up to that ball, whoever was on the back wall, it would have been close. You know, it just is not an easy thing to call. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Team BTS ended up winning. It could have been a completely different story if Mousesports ended up tying up that game, going to overtime, maybe winning it in overtime. It could have been a completely different game. But then Mousesports go to the losers final, and now we're in the losers round 3, Vitality versus Giants. And I just have 2 words: perfect sweep. Everyone on Vitality was on. I think Fairy Peak, in my opinion, played the best. He was just looking so good. But they all were so good. A perfect sweep against Giants. Nothing more to say. Vitality were just on form, so dominant. Impossible to beat them when they're playing the way that they did. That's all I have to say about that match. Perfect sweep. Yeah, and Vitality move on to face off against Mousesports in the losers finals, and we have a rematch, and Mousesports win again. Mousesports beat Vitality not once but twice. Mouse's offense really just broke down the Vitality defense. Okay, a lot of times they were faster to the ball, and they kept up with Vitality's speed very, very well. Again, Fruity was actually the guy I was most impressed with on that team. I think Fruity didn't just slide into the roster very well, but he was helping out make those plays, score the goals he needed to very well. Fruity came in clutch actually with a couple goals. I think he had an overtime winner. Just really liked what I saw from them. Another thing I want to point out is we had 3 overtimes in this game, so you could say that it would have went the other way if Vitality didn't lose most of the overtimes. Okay, they won 1 out of the 3 overtimes. If they had won 2 out of the 3 like Mouse did, maybe the series would have went the other way. But you can really make a case the series came down to the overtimes, or the fact that Mousesports really just looked like they were playing on another level. But yep, then we see BDS and Mousesports in the finals. And I don't think anybody expected BDS to be here in the finals. And you know, Monkey Moon, Mark by 8, you know, Extra, they all played very well this series. I like to talk about the Monkey Mark combo because honestly, when they're feeling it, they just look so unbeatable. And in that series, I really would give the MVP to Monkey Moon, MVP of the whole tournament to Monkey Moon, because Monkey Moon just wasn't like a mechanical genius slash a great striker, okay? He was just he was a really good savior for the team as well. He was putting up a ton of saves, and you know, I think Monkey Moon was just the reason that they were able to take it. And yep, that is the recap. That is everything that happened. Just crazy stuff. The reason I did Europe before North America is because of that weird disconnect thing that happened in the Mouse versus BDS winners finals game, and a lot of people were talking about it, asking me about it, and I felt like I just really needed to give an opinion on it because, you know, I was kind of passionate about that as well. I don't know what the right call would have been. I truly don't. It's a tough one. It was a really, really tough decision to make. But yep, that is everything. That's everything that happened. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.